Fast forwarding, we got everything paid off. We were able to move. We were able to build a much smaller home, but it suited us. And eventually came out to Arizona. The search for a church. We opened up the newspapers, didn't know where else to look. Opened up the newspapers, and here were the ads for churches. And Palm Valley Church had this big ad, meet in the Desert Ridge High School. Whoa, I'm not going to get a church that meets in Desert Ridge. So we tried this church, and we drove 4 or 5 churches later. We weren't finding what we wanted. And it was, you know what, I'm tired of driving. Let's just give these guys let's just go. Let's go this week. We were met by greeters. We were in a parking lot of people smiled at us. We walked in the church. We were given a bulletin and a pen. And the same rock and roll music was playing, and it was lovely. And I was back home again. And Kathy and I looked at each other, and we said, this is it. And Pastor Greg's message that Sunday, I don't know what it was, but it was to me, it was to her. And we knew we found a home that day. That was in 2004, spring of 2005. Again, now we come to my cancer. They told me on Thanksgiving Day that I had cancer, that I had stage 4 cancer. And Kathy was relatively calm. What she said was, I knew yesterday. And she didn't have anyone there to comfort her. She didn't have anyone there to cry to. The macho man was in bed, flat on his back, tubes coming out of here and there, being told he had 4 to 8 months to live. Not 48 months, 4 to 8 months. That was in November of 2005. The only thing I'm glad of is that I don't ever remember asking, why, God? Why did you give this to me? God didn't give this to me. It happened. I never smoked, but it happened. Stuff happens in life. When I signed on with him, one of the first things we learned was that he's not going to promise a rose garden. He's also not going to test us beyond our abilities. I haven't lost any children. I haven't lost any relatives. I'm not sure how I'd handle that, but I knew I could handle the cancer. Chemo, it kept us from coming back to Palm Valley that we missed tremendously. On a whim, I emailed Pastor Greg, it was the only email I had, and asked him to pray for me. And not only did he pray, but he got the church team involved and the prayer team involved. And I'm telling you that prayer works. It works every place that we ask it to work. Sometimes we don't get the answers we want, but God is answering our prayers. And so far, He's answered mine. And I still have cancer. It's spread to my spine, but it's not dangerous. The doctor said it's an urgency, but not an emergency. And I'm having chemo for that as we speak. The point I want to make is that we have tried to be faithful to what God has asked us to do in our living, in our praying, in our time in His Word. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't spend as much time in His Word as I should. I know that's a struggle that I have. Kathy does. Our home team helps tremendously with that. I'm so happy for Mike and Nancy, Jillian and John, and the rest of our home team for the support that they've given me. It comes from love, and love comes from God. What I see going forward is a tremendous opportunity that we have it calmed down, to bring the word to one more person and to extend the love of Christ to one more person. And you know what? He's answered my prayer, because I've always wanted a place in his kingdom work. And now I have it. I'm at home. I don't want to die. I want to see things go forward. God has a plan for me. He has a plan for you. All he's asking us to do is love him and accept the fact that his son came for me. I don't know what would have happened if there was only one sinner. I know that he would have come for me. And his blood and my sins were nailed to that cross, because I believe that he died, was in the ground, and was resurrected in 3 days. And if just one of you can find that message and find that truth, you're going to know the